Ellie and the lantern fox, the wine that evening, carried a strange glow. Ellie had wandered far beyond her usual trail, chasing the last rays of sunlight through tall grass and whispering trees. She paused near the edge of a forgotten valley, where the air shimmered with golden dust. Then she saw it, a fox, but not an ordinary one. Its fur flickered like candlelight, its eyes glowed warm and gentle, and from its tail drifted trails of soft, floating lanterns. It stood still, watching her. Ellie took a cautious step forward. "Hello." The fox didn't run. Instead, it tilted its head and turned, walking slowly toward the trees, its lanterns glowing brighter as dusk deepened. Something in Ellie's heart told her to follow. She ducked under twisted branches and past old stone arches swallowed by moss. The path grew dim, lit only by the soft flicker of the fox lanterns. At last, they entered a grove unlike anything Ellie had seen. The trees here were tall and silver. Hanging from their limbs were hundreds of glowing lanterns, each one pulsing with light. But inside each, Ellie saw memories. A birthday laugh, a quiet hug, a moment of courage, a tear wiped in secret. "These are wishes," said a voice, soft as drifting ash. The fox had spoken, or maybe the grove had. Ellie couldn't tell, but the warmth in her chest told her she was meant to hear it. "Wishes people made and forgot," the voice continued. "Left behind when the world asked them to grow up too fast." Ellie reached toward a lantern that showed a small child dancing in the rain. "I remember this," she whispered. "I was 5." The lantern flickered, and the memory filled her with quiet joy. The fox sat beside her, tail curled neatly. "Every child leaves behind small lights, but only a few come back to find them." "Why me?" Ellie asked. "Because your heart still listens." A sudden breeze passed through the grove. Some lanterns dimmed. The fox glow flickered. "What's happening?" Ellie asked, worried. "The light is fading," said the fox. "Not all memories are safe. Some are trapped, forgotten too long." Ellie's eyes widened. "Can we help them?" The fox looked toward the darkest part of the grove, where no lanterns hung, only shadows. "You can try," it said gently. "But to do so you must remember what you feared to forget." And with that, the fox stood, its light flickering low, and began walking into the darkness. Ellie hesitated for only a moment, then followed. The shadows in the deeper grove didn't feel cold, they felt heavy, like forgotten thoughts pressing gently on her shoulders. Ellie followed the lantern fox, whose glow now burned softer, more golden than bright. Around them, the trees grew closer, their branches bare, reaching like arms that had forgotten how to hold. From somewhere ahead came a low hum, not threatening, but lonely. The fox paused beside a crooked lantern post. Its flame had gone out. "This place," it whispered, "holds the memories we hide from ourselves. Fears, regrets, words left unsaid." Ellie stepped closer. In the empty lantern glass, she saw a flicker of something, herself, sitting alone on a rainy afternoon, clutching a letter she never sent. "I remember that," she said quietly. "I wanted to tell someone I missed them, but I was too late." As she watched, her reflection in the glass looked up and smiled softly. Ellie blinked. It smiled. The fox nodded. "Even the forgotten wish still remembers you." More lanterns began to appear, some dim, others shattered. Ellie walked past one that showed a missed chance to be kind, another, where Shed stayed silent instead of speaking up for someone. She stopped. "Is this what I really carry?" The fox voice was low, almost sad. "We all carry pieces of light and shadow, but only those who face them can rekindle them." Ellie turned to face the lantern that showed the rainy letter again. She reached toward it, and this time didn't look away. "I did love them," she whispered, "even if I didn't say it." A single spark lit inside the glass. The flame returned, pale blue and steady. The fox gave a soft sound, something between a sigh and a song. "You remembered. That is enough." More lanterns began to glow, not all at once, but in slow, hopeful waves. One by one, they returned to life, each memory welcomed without judgment. Ellie stood among them, eyes wide. "It's beautiful," but the fox trembled now, its light dimming again. "What's wrong?" Ellie asked, rushing to its side. "The flame I carry is not mine," it said. "It was born from a wish made long ago, and only you can renew it now." Ellie's heart thudded. "What do I do?" The fox turned its glowing eyes to her. "Tell me your truest wish, the one you've never told anyone." Ellie closed her eyes. She thought of quiet nights, of looking at the stars and wondering if she mattered, of wanting to help others even when she felt small, of wishing, just once, to feel enough. I wish, she whispered, to carry light, even when I feel lost. Silence followed. Then, a burst of warmth. The fox glowed bright, like 1,000 lanterns lit at once. The dark grove blazed with color and fireflies, with laughter and tears, with all the forgotten pieces of Ellie's heart now whole again. And at the center of it all, the lantern fox stood tall, radiant and calm. You remembered, it said. Now let the light guide you home. The grove now pulsed with gentle light, each lantern glowing like a heartbeat. The fox stood tall and proud beside Ellie, its fur now steady and strong, each flicker a thread of warmth woven through the trees. But high above, the sky was beginning to fade, not into darkness, but into morning. It's time, the fox said softly. Ellie looked around. I don't want to leave. You don't have to, it replied. Not completely. From behind the fox, a path lit up, not one of trees or stones, but a path of lanterns, stretching toward a golden archway that shimmered like dawn reflected in water. Ellie stepped onto the path. Each lantern she passed lit up and whispered, not in words, but in feelings. Bravery, kindness, curiosity, hope. She turned back one last time. The grove stood behind her, calm and complete. Will I remember all of this? She asked. The fox voice was already fading with the wind. Not every detail, but the warmth will stay, and the light you carry will grow. Ellie walked through the archway. In the blink of an eye, she was back. The forest around her was still. The lantern fox was gone. But in her hand, she held something small and glowing. It was a lantern, tiny and warm, its light soft like a candle at bedtime. She didn't remember picking it up. She held it to her chest. Then, with a quiet smile, Ellie began walking home. Birds were starting to sing. The world had returned to its ordinary rhythm, but Ellie was no longer quite the same. That night, after brushing her hair and crawling under her blankets, she placed the lantern by her window. It glowed gently, pulsing like a lullaby. And as her eyes closed, she whispered, even when I feel small I remember. I carry light. Outside, the wind danced through the trees. And somewhere, far beyond the forest, a fox made of lanterns watched the stars and smiled.